Hello students, welcome to Home Science class. Today we will be studying a very interesting topic, post office and chit funds in the unit 1 savings. In this chapter we have already gone through the introduction, need for savings institutions, that is the types in that bank, LIC, in the bank, the kinds of deposits in that current account, savings bank account, fixed deposit, recurring deposits. And when coming to LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, where the different kinds of the policies also which are widely accepted, like whole life insurance, term insurance, ordinary life insurance, etc. And life insurance, it originally devised in order to provide the financial protection for dependents of the family of an individual, and it will be keep on modifying and bringing out new kinds of the policies so that each and every person could be benefited by this, and it serves the two-way benefits of protection against the contingencies and investment for the future, and it also provides tax relief benefits also. Today we will be move on to the post office. Post office. Post office. You are all aware of this post office, I think, right? Post office is a public facility. It provides mail services including the accepting of letters and parcels, providing post office boxes and selling postage stamp, packaging and stationery. Post offices may also offer additional services which vary by country. These includes providing and accepting the government forms, processing government services and fees, etc. The chief administrator of the post office is called as postmaster. These post offices are one of the oldest saving institutions. Oldest savings institutions. Oldest savings institutions. 150 years ago this came through. These post offices are one of the oldest savings institutions in the country, having been established over 150 years ago. The post office savings were introduced before commercial bank opened their branches. Today, the term post office is usually refers to the government postal facilities providing customer services. The term general post office is sometimes used for national headquarters of a postal service. These were introduced before the commercial banks opened their branches. While banking services are restricted to the bigger towns, the post offices are found in each and everywhere, even in the small towns and in the rural areas. Hence, they serve a very useful purpose in the rural areas and remote areas through their banking activities. Saving in the post office is very safe since the amount are guaranteed by the state government. State guarantee. The post office savings helps the people of particular from the lower as well as middle income group. lower and middle income group. It particularly help the people of the lower as well as middle income groups to save the money. As the post offices are located in every small towns, they are more in number and it is being spread all over the country. This is very much convenient and approachable for helping the people to have a saving account from all areas of the country for emergency needs. That is emergency needs. The next one is rupees 25. Rupees 25, you can say open an account and 1 lakh and 25,000. 1 lakh 25,000. 25,000. This is very much convenient and approachable as it is situated even in a small remote area, small villages and remote areas. The saving, it is helping the people to have savings account from all the areas of the country for emergency needs. Here you can open an account with as less as rupees 25. The maximum amount that the person can keep in his single account is rupees 1,25,000. 1,25,000 he could keep up to maximum. The withdrawals are restricted to only once a week. Withdrawals are restricted to one week. Okay. Further, the post offices also offer the facilities of making cumulative time deposits and recurring deposits. Cumulative time cumulative deposits and recurring deposits. Here it is offering you to make the cumulative time deposits as well as the recurring deposits. The another important work which is done by the post office is the operation of National Savings Scheme. Now, what is this cumulative time deposits as well as the recurring deposits? The cumulative time deposit, a fixed amount is being paid into the post office savings bank every month for a period of 10 years and accumulated principal as well as interest at the end. So cumulative time deposit. Here the fixed amount will be paid every year, that is monthly, for 10 years. When coming to the recurring deposits can be taken for 5 years or even for other periods. The greatest advantage that the government offering you through such scheme is the fact that savings as well as earnings coming through this is totally exempted from the income tax. So, income tax relief will be there. Income tax exemption. Exemption or exempted. So, post office is the public facility. This is one of the oldest savings institution in the country. It is having been established over 150 years ago. This was introduced before the commercial banks opened their branches. And while the banks or the banking services are restricted to the bigger towns, the post offices or the post office serve in each and every remote areas in the small towns and rural areas. It helps in saving the money from the low income as well as from the middle income groups. The post office savings is safe since the amount is being guaranteed by the state. And it is very much convenient and approachable for helping the people to have the saving account from all the areas of the country for emergency purposes. How much amount do you need here to open an account with the post office? The account could be opened with as less as rupees 25 or 25 rupees. The maximum amount that a person can keep in his single account is rupees 1,25,000. But withdrawals are restricted to only once in a week. Here, the post office is offering you the facilities of making cumulative time deposits and recurring deposits. In the cumulative deposits, the fixed amount has to be paid to the post office saving bank every month for a period of how many years? 10 years. And the accumulated principal amount as well as the interest you will be getting at the end. When coming to the recurring deposits, it can be taken for 5 years or even for longer periods or more periods. And the advantage in here is that the government is offering you such schemes. That is the fact that the saving will be there as well as the earnings, that is interest will be there. Where the the earning is coming from the interest and this will be exempted from the income tax. So this is about the post office. Now the chit funds. Chit funds. Chit funds is very old and these are very popular methods of savings. The chit funds is a type of rotating savings as well as credit associative system practices. The chit fund schemes may be organized by the financial institutions or informally among the friends, relatives or the neighbors. In some variations of the chit funds, the savings are for specific purposes. The chit funds are often microfinance organizations. The microfinance means it is a category of financial services targeting the individuals and small businesses who lack the access to conventional banking and related services. This is very old and very popular method of saving and raising the money for a very long time or a very long period. This encourages the people to save according to their capacity. They provide you a ready means of getting a lump sum amount which can they provide you a ready means of getting a lump sum amount which could be utilized to some specific purpose. purposes or special occasions, while the payment are in the installments. The chit funds have to be registered with the government when they call for the public participation. Okay? And yes, there are different types of chit funds. And the most common of all these are the lottery chit funds as well as the auction chit funds, etc. and so on. So let us move on to the before going to the types, what is chit funds? These are very old and most popular methods of savings and raising the money for the long time. These chit funds encourages the people to save according to their capacity. They provide you a ready means of getting a lump sum amount which could be utilized for any other purposes, any special occasions or emergencies. The payments will be in the installments and the taking of money back will be the lump sum. They have to register to the government for the public participation. The most common the chit funds are lottery chits as well as auction chits. The very first one is lottery chit. Lottery chit and auction chit. Auction chit, lottery chit and auction chit. Under this scheme, under the lottery chit scheme, some people get together a number of acquaintances or the friends who undertake to make the periodic payments of a specified amount or certain period. Say for example, rupees 500 per month will be for the period of 12 or 24 months for the total collection. The promoter or the organizer will be there usually gets the first month's total collection. The total collection he will take as his commission, for the promoter or the organizer will take as a commission. During each succeeding month, the name of the person contributing are written on the small chits or piece of paper, and one person will pick out the paper from the other which has the names of the person who have not received the total amount of collection. In this way, each and every person will get the money in turn. So in the lottery chit, under this scheme, some people get together a number of acquaintances or friends who undertake to make periodic payment for the specified periodic amount for particular time. Say for example, if you are taking 500 rupees for lottery chit for 12 months or for 24 months total collection. Here the first month's total collection will be there. That will be taken as commission by the promoter or organizer. During the succeeding months who has not yet received the money, their names will be written on the paper checks, and then the names will be picked out from that randomly, and that person will be given that month's amount. So like this, in this way, each person will get the money in rotation basis in the lottery chit. Now the auction chit. In this auction chit funds, the monthly collection is put up for a auction or bidding. Among the auction will be there, the bidding will be there in each and every month. One person will bid the lowest amount, and in other words, offering the highest discount. Okay, that person will be paid the fund after getting from the necessary security to ensure the future monthly payments. The next month, the successful bidder of the previous month will be dropped out from the auction, although he will be continuing with the contribution of the payments or the contribution of money. Thus, each member will get the money at each auction in every month by the discounting, and the leftover money will be divided and that will be distributed among the members. The last member will be getting the full amount. The discount in the each bid will be depending on the urgency as well as need of the person as well as the competition among the members. Here the competition and urgency will be there in the auction chit. What will happen in the auction chit fund? The monthly collection will be put up for the bidding or auction among the members of that particular chit funds. The person who bids the lowest amount, that is offering the highest discount, will be offering that will be having the complete money, and they will have the security or some security things will be taken from that person to ensure the future payments. The next month, this month will be dropped out and the other members will be there. These will bid for the money. By this way, each and every person will get the money. And in here, this will account on each bid will be depend on the urgency as well as needs as well as the degree of competition among the members. The students in this class, we have gone through the post office as well as the chit funds. In the chit fund, lottery chit as well as the auction chit. Thus, savings. What do you mean by the saving? Saving is putting aside some money from the family income for emergency or maybe for some future use or future needs. It is very much essential thing in the budgeting. This play a very important role in the life of the person. The term saving means the refraining from the or spending the consumption needs. There are several reasons for saving. It helps in the period of physical inability, reduces the economic insecurity in the old age for future use, during the emergency, loss of job, accident, natural calamity, loss of the head of the family or a breadwinner, etc. There are many kinds of savings institutions which promote the savings, like it may be bank or LIC, post offices, chit funds, etc. Bank, it is a financial institution which does business by taking charge of the people's money and letting them draw it back when they need it or when they require it. There are various kinds of deposits or depositing schemes like current account, savings bank account, fixed deposits and recurring deposits. Then Life Insurance Corporation of India. Life insurance originally devised in India for the protection of dependents of the family individual. One of the best method of saving widely adopted all over the world. The other widely accepted some of the policies in the LIC are whole life insurance, term insurance, Griha Lakshmi, etc. The post office, one of the oldest institution in the country, and the saving are the money in the safer hand because it is being guaranteed by the state or the state government. The chit funds, very old and popular methods of savings as well as raising the money for a longer time. See, there are different types of chit funds. First one is, and the most common of all are the lottery chits as well as the auction chits and so on. So this is for today. Thank you.